eBay's lit up.
Dude, I don't need your shit right now, John. Seriously. I really don't.
Yeah, yo, real talk though. I put one in my cart at Target, and I was gonna tell you to just PayPal me, and I was doing it on Skype. I had it in my cart, but fucking Target made me like make an account, and then when I made the account, and then it said your cart is empty, and then it said at the bottom, add to your cart, PS5 sold out. I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. So I was gonna try and hold it for you to have you just PayPal me, and I could have fucking sent it to your address, but
there's nothing you could have done because it well, you would have had the same problem I'm having. You wouldn't be able to complete the purchase.
Apparently, you can go ahead and pre-order the Spider-Man Miles Morales right now too. I'm not as worried about the games as I am about the console scarcity.
So I guess we're live, guys. Wow. Usually it tells me to what up, Dean TV? Yeah, usually it tells me to start stream first. Okay, YouTube's fucking doing shit different again. Wow. What is up?
I haven't figured out how to schedule a stream in like 2 weeks. Like I can't find the option anymore.
Well, I didn't schedule this one. I just threw it up. And usually I'll hit start streaming on OBS and it'll connect to YouTube, and then on YouTube it'll say start stream. But this just fucking went right to it.
Yeah, it doesn't do that anymore. It just goes. It's been doing that to me too.
Okay, well, cool. Because I haven't streamed in like a week, so they just change shit, I guess, all the time. So we're here to talk about the PS5, and that the showcase was amazing. Everything that happened after the showcase has been a complete debacle so far, and we're probably going to get into that first. So I'm here at Picky Old Gamer, Cyrus Martin, Geeks with Cash. So I don't know how long this is going to go. I'm super amped up. I watched the whole showcase. I got lucky. I got mine pre-ordered through Walmart, which was the first site to go up and also the first site to get sold out. Now, the only thing, guys, and I'll be completely honest with you, when it comes to Walmart, I don't know how much I trust them, because I don't know if you remember a couple years ago when they listed the SNES Minis for pre-order. Do you guys remember that? And then they started canceling all those SNES Minis. So
oh, God.
I'm gonna hope and pray that this shit, you know, stays pre-ordered for me.
Yeah.
So I've looked on eBay already. I'm seeing shit sold for $700+ pre-orders. It is absolutely bananas.
Yeah.
BANANAS.
Yeah. I managed to snag one at Target thanks to Picky, because he's like, hey, by the way, Target has theirs up now. And I'm like, okay, quickly. So I'm trying to frantically order, and my card's getting declined by Wells Fargo, and it's telling me they don't have it in stock anyway. And then it finally takes it. I thought I was going to have to go Cobra Kai on Wells Fargo, man. It's going to sweep the leg.
I don't know why they did it this early. It's like Cyrus is having problems pre-ordering. I'm skipping it for right now. I figured I would until, just a little bit later. And if I wanted to, I was just like, I couldn't have pre-bought it anyway. Every time I go to places, it's crashing. So it's like, why did they half-ass this? This is pretty bad.
I don't know if this is could you imagine, though, if during the showcase, Sony said, oh, by the way, it's for pre-order on these websites? I mean, I think that would have been a lot worse, because you would have had the millions and millions of people literally going to those websites. There's really, I guess, this just goes to show how much in demand this PlayStation 5 is, how much Sony products are in demand, where they don't even announce it and shit's just going out, and it's just crazy, man. So, what's up, Born Distracted?
Honestly, I think the Xbox is probably going to run into the same thing as soon as people notice that those are up. I think they're all going to go, because this happened last generation, and it happened during the 360. You guys remember the 360 was a madhouse all the way up to like Christmas Day as far as orders for that thing went. It was insane.
Cyrus, I feel like you need to say a lot.
I need to get my fucking PlayStation is what I need to do. My brother is sitting waiting for a phone call, because we're both trying to get these things, and I have been staying on top of this shit the whole time, and then at the last fucking minute this shit happens, and there's no way I could have known it was going to happen.
I literally I think anyone who's got one at this point just got insanely lucky, because I got one from Walmart, and Nick, Geeks with Cash, was texting me, oh, hey, it's up on Walmart. So you knew it was up on Walmart before I did. And then I went and I put it in my cart, and then you're like, oh wait, never mind, it's gone. I'm like, well, I'm still checking out, you know. And then I got one, but it didn't work for
me.
So
I tried it for like another 10 minutes and it didn't work. So I finally was about to give up on it when Picky hit me up.
Yeah, I think it's just an absolute crapshoot right now. What's up, Mike Garcia? So
what's going on, Mike?
And I was talking to BMG. He's like, dude, I'm not even gonna try. Fuck this. I'm waiting. I'm like, yeah. Yeah. So we'll see how long these pre-orders. Hopefully they don't cancel any of these pre-orders. And then I was looking out for you, Cy, because I got an email saying that they were up on Best Buy, and then I immediately went to Best Buy, and their whole website was down. Best Buy was down.
That's okay. So as soon as I got the email, I got on, and it's just they already sold out of the $3.99, and the $4.99 is in my cart and in my brother's cart. And every time we hit checkout, nothing. The website just...
I don't know if you guys can see that, but that's what I get when I go to Best Buy.
That was happening to me all day today.
I don't know if the stream can see that, but yeah.
Yeah, I saw it. Damn.
I mean, I'm literally... Dude, I could type in, like, PlayStation 4, and nothing comes up. It's just the same thing, so... You can get one on...
Nobody.
You can get one on eBay for $750 right now.
That's fantastic.
Size can hit you in a minute. You're gonna feel the punch from Texas to your face.
It'll be a Texas punch.
That's right.
Well, I guess there's no choice, guys. I'm gonna have to get an Xbox.
Hey, you're gonna have to call Ryan Landis. Hey, remember that Xbox One X you bought for me? Yeah, I'll have to get that back.
No, fuck that. He'll enjoy it. He'll have a good time with it. I'm done with Xbox. I'd rather not game than have an Xbox.
Ouch.
Dude, I don't think I've seen you more annoyed with anything than with Microsoft lately. You've been pretty down lately just because of the way everything's gone down with them.
I just don't want to talk about them anymore. I'm just done. Like, the way I just came to the conclusion in my mind, I was like, look, I'm not going to get the next Xbox. So why do I care what they do? You know, they could just, they could go out and do, the Netflix cuties or whatever. I don't give a fuck. They can do whatever, who gives a shit? Let them do whatever they're doing. I don't care. What difference? I'm gonna sit here and
Phil Spencer twerking, please.
I would pay to see that just to see it.
Oh, it's stuck in my head now.
Mike wants to ask
Xbox, Game Pass, twerk. Yeah.
Mike asked, he missed the presentation. Is it a must buy?
I think so.
Yeah, I think it's a great system. I just right now, like I said, I'm going to upgrade my TV, and I got so much backlog that I decided to skip it. But I sat there and looked at it, and I went, "Great game, great game, great game." I mean, we got to talk about Final Fantasy 16.
Yeah, let's talk about that. So we'll go. I got notes. I don't normally do this.
I'll start. Final Fantasy 16. They started out. Yes, they showed it off running on the PC. At least Sony is honest about it. Xbox is not going to get the newest Final Fantasy. That is fucking huge. I mean,
I can't believe that was. I couldn't believe that was exclusive. Like, I couldn't believe that.
Oh, I could, because they went out and spent fuck tons of money that everybody, Microsoft didn't want to pay it, and they just said here. They showed off Demon Souls. That looked ungodly running. Hell, I got a 1080p TV. I'll just sit there going, "You better be."
I watched it on my laptop, 1080p. So I got all these games. We can go through them. Pikio Gamer, he brought up Final Fantasy. I don't know, have all the combat styles been like that, like for the last Final Fantasies? Because I'm not like a Final Fantasy player, so I don't know.
But they swapped it over around 15.
Okay. Yeah, I like that combat style.
Yeah.
Well, did you guys notice that the audio didn't seem to match up with the way their mouth was moving a little bit? Like things were out of sync a little bit.
Well,
during the presentation.
I wonder if maybe that was the emulation though, because they did say that was running on PC.
That's what I was wondering. Was it the emulation or was it the stream or I don't know. I mean, It seemed
Or
like they
they-
were trying to show it on PC.
Well, they
So
did
that
say
you
it's
could-
on PC, but they probably
Yeah.
they probably dubbed over the Japanese. Again, they haven't synced the mouths.
That might have been it. You may be right.
You know, it's crazy.
Miles Morales. That was the second game they showed. That's coming to holiday 2020, so we sort of knew that. But we finally got to see gameplay of that game, and I mean, we all know graphics are going to be impressive on this thing. But what really amazed me was the transition from the cinema to the gameplay. It was streamlined to the point where you almost couldn't even tell.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was something else. Yeah.
Demon Souls did that too, but we'll talk about that more when they get there. But Miles Morales from cinematic to gameplay, I was shocked at how quick that changed over. And yeah, some reason I have you in the upper corner here, John. I have no idea what's going on there.
That's fine. You can keep me there.
Okay, it'll be my little pet John. I wonder if I can get my hand there.
Yeah, I'm over. Yeah, I'm like
That's
over here.
Just
Bad.
pet.
Super not weird, by the way. Thanks for making this stream not weird. Brought to you by Geeks Cash. Making streams weird since 2020.
Touch
Yes.
it. Touch it. Damn.
But no, Miles
Well,
Morales,
well,
I was seriously impressed with. I mean, that's like I don't know how long that game is, but they hold the whole Xbox. Oh, it's just DLC. You're getting excited about DLC. That doesn't look like DLC to me. That looks like a worth it $60 game.
It never looked like DLC to me from the start, if I'm honest. And what they're showing now just pretty much drove the point home that this is not a DLC pack. It's another new game built on the same engine, just with better details and a new story. I mean, I don't see a problem with using that engine again, so long as it still works.
Yeah, they'll develop new stuff that actually goes on Xbox and PS5, new stuff. But the one thing to talk about is Miles Morales has been told it's going to be on PS4 as well. That's a little disappointing. I'm going to call Microsoft out, or Sony out, act like I call Microsoft out. I don't really like them putting it also back on the PS4 because I think it holds it back. And I called that shit out on Halo, and I call that on them. And Horizon Forbidden West, Horizon Zero Dawn Forbidden West is going to be on the PS4.
I'm kind of bummed out. Yeah, I didn't know that was coming out on PS4. That's a bit of a bummer, honestly.
Yeah, I'm going to hold their feet to the fire just like Microsoft is. I wish we would see a fucking console generation come out and they just say, you know what, fuck it. These games, you need to buy this box. But what about this? You need to buy the box. But I mean, it's not that bad.
Cyrus, have you tried getting one on the PlayStation.com website? Have you tried that one yet?
I don't think those went live yet. Those are one of the ones like Amazon that they've been holding.
I signed up for their thing. They hadn't sent me an email.
Okay.
Yeah, I did the same thing. I signed up for the email, and then I found it on Target. And I signed up on, I want to say Best Buy, because Best Buy didn't have them available either, so I signed up for their email list.
Well, they sent me, so Best Buy sent me an email, but I was literally taken to the something went wrong page as soon as they're down completely.
Yeah, they've been struggling all day today, man. I had trouble in Chrome, and then I managed to pull the site up in Firefox, and you said you tried 3 different browsers.
Yeah, I'm on my
and
laptop
it
now.
crapped out on 3 different browsers.
Yeah, okay, so Target, Walmart, Amazon, GameStop, no luck with nothing.
Nothing at GameStop either.
They have, I can't get it to do nothing, but somebody in the chat just said there's a $749 bundle available, which I'm not doing.
Born, I think they had some sort of service like that, but I think that's what he's trying to use. I think that's just their online store. They're just been trying to beef it up to compete with Amazon.
Yeah, well, GameStop's website's fucked up anyway. It just keeps going down.
GameStop's going to get crushed too.
There's nothing. There's fucking nothing.
I'm sure there will be. They've got to do a second run. I mean, because they're going to have to do a second run. I mean, I can't see that
I don't see how they can't.
I think what they did, and then the proverbial ha sex joke. I think these places blew their load too quick, and they started saying, "Let's put them out there." And maybe Sony's shaking their head, going, "What the fuck you doing that for? Stop it." I hope so. Because even if I wanted one, I actually tried just to do it. I never could get one. I don't understand. I'm like, fuck, people.
The actual launch date, Mike, is November 12th. That's when they're actually supposed to be in physical stores. It's 2 days after the Xbox launch, which I thought was a little odd, but it's their system.
Well, let me look at the date. They're doing it on a Thursday versus a Tuesday. Maybe they want a little buffer to people running out there, and then give it a buffer and give these places a buffer to set up the PS5 shit, and then if you're running in there to get one.
Dude, eBay's insane right now, dude.
Oh, I bet you
$9.99. Yeah, they're up to $1,000. But I want to see if there's actually any sold for that price. Let me see. I don't know how to do it from web. I could do it from my phone pretty easily.
I'm betting they put like a minimum buy-in on there, and they're just letting it ride. If I had snagged an extra one like that and was intending to sell it like that, I'd probably do the same thing. I'd put minimum this and then just let it ride.
It sucks. I mean, I have to say, Cyrus actually got his Switch order way back when, and I didn't. I sat there with, oh well, I was mad too. But hopefully, knock on wood, Cyrus, they'll pop more. Now I'm looking for 4K TVs, and my wife's like, you got to give me which one you want for your birthday. And I'm on Best Buy's website. I'm looking through. I'm actually talking to you guys and looking at like the best 4K, budget class stuff. And Best Buy's website's working. It's just they don't let you check that shit out. Look like.
Yeah, I didn't buy an extra controller or any games with this yet. I'm not too worried about a second controller right now, mostly because I don't do a lot of
God damn, Mark. $900. What all did you buy for that, bro? He said, I pre-ordered my PS5 digital and bought all the accessories, extra controller.
Yeah.
Yeah. I called GameStop and they're already saying they don't have any PS5s and they'll have more later. $900, good lord.
Well, that's the system. That's
right,
the
of controller.
It's 70, it's 470.
Yeah, if you want the camera, that's like $100.
No, it's actually cheaper, I thought. And then
is it under 100?
The headset's fucking $100.
Do you really need a new headset for that? I thought most of the modern headsets were working with that.
Well, but that's actually designed for their 3D audio. I mean, if you just want to sit there.
Yeah. I forgot they were doing that special audio thing for their system and all that. I'd forgotten about that. Oh. All right. So do we want to push it into the actual announcement showcase, or do we want to talk about the prices some more?
No, we could go into the showcase. The Cold War, Modern Warfare. So actually Cold War was the first, and I know this isn't exclusives, although PS4 players are getting something nice this weekend. That was the first trailer I'd actually seen of that game. So I like Call of Duty games just because they're easy pick up and play games. This is one. If it's got good online, I might buy it right off the bat. I mean, I probably will because I'm getting the PS5, so I'm gonna want some games to play on it. Obviously, some newer games. That might be like a day one for me. But I know you guys have any thoughts on the Call of Duty game. I think, Nick, you're not a huge fan of it, but...
Dude, I hated them for making me want to buy Call of Duty.
That's impressive.
That's how good that trailer was.
Yeah.
I want to buy that game.
That thing was running so fucking good. And so much ray tracing and so much bouncing and so much... I mean, the ray tracing and lighting is actually starting to pop on these games to where you're looking at it going, wow, the floodlights over there. Look, the reflections over here. I'm like, God damn.
Just the fluidity of the combat itself, the way he was able to shoot somebody, grab somebody, and use them as a human shield and move from target to target that fluidly was pretty amazing. I've not seen a lot of combat that's been that fluid in anything. If that's close to actual gameplay, I'm kind of sold. I'll be honest.
Well, you can play. I'll be on there playing it, so you're always free to jump in with me.
Yeah, you're gonna be carrying me kind of like people were carrying me in my stream to the end goal last night. Like literally, the guy who was playing versus me was literally carrying me to the goal because I suck so bad. One of the ones we missed was the Harry Potter, the Legacy of Hogwarts.
That looked.
I was just gonna bring that up. I was just gonna bring that up. Did you guys know?
Good.
Okay, is this an exclusive? Is this? I'm sure this is multiplayer.
Multiplat all the way back to 4 or 5.
Okay.
Xbox One. I looked it up because I was texting family here, and I said, they go, damn it, it's PS5. And I looked at IGN. They go, it's backwards compat. It's been that thing. It's been rumored for fucking ever, but we're going to see stuff that's multi-platform for about a year or so. We all knew that.
Yeah,
but
that was going to be.
That usually about a year.
But that was PS5 goodness, and that looked so damn good. It reminded me of Zelda and Hogwarts. And whenever it comes out, I get a PS5. That's going to be maybe not a day when I want to watch the reviews, make sure it's not garbage, and pick it up.
Yeah, that's me. I want to see some reviews on it, and then I'll probably pick it up. But if that thing isn't a hot piece of garbage, because realistically, in my opinion, the only good Harry Potter games we've gotten so far have been the Lego ones. And that's just because they were Lego games first, and then they were Harry Potter games second, which made them fun.
Yeah.
Born Distracted says, "Sai just checked Best Buy." Was that it? Or are you saying you got any more to add to that? Born Distracted got distracted halfway through that message.
He really does.
Yeah.
I love that about Born.
5 comments later, it says pre-order is not available.
It now says all of our pre-orders have been claimed, but we'll email you when yours is ready.
How is that possible? Because literally everybody I know couldn't fucking get on their website. How the fuck is that possible?
Bots. Fucking bots.
I'm telling you, it's bots. And I told you guys this was going to happen because.
So how do these? Someone explain these bots to me because I don't understand that. How does someone put these?
They set up like these servers with like automated little bots, like your chat bot, like you'd have in fucking Discord, and it just hammers these sites trying to order these things again and again and again.
But how does it put all your info in though? That's what I don't get. Like, how does it do? How does it put all your info and shit in?
I don't know. If I knew that, I would have a couple of PS5s right now.
Yeah.
Wow. I go into the placeholder for. I don't know why IGN's so stupid. Here's a placeholder for Amazon, and it goes to a damn dog going, "Whoops, this is not here." I'm like,
it's not even there. Yeah,
that's because that site
there's no
taken
placeholder
down because they haven't put their live site up yet. If you click on the one for Target, it actually takes you to it. If you click on the one for Walmart, because that's what I used to surf these sites early on. That's how I got to Target so quick. After you told me it was up there, I just clicked on that link. So those were accurate up until today when they started pulling some of them down to put the real site up.
Okay. Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah, Sam, we were just talking about that. They're showing sold out now, but everybody I know it was bugged out. So.
Yep.
So going back to the Harry Potter game, number one, I didn't expect a Harry Potter game. I was watching that. I'm like, man, I remember when Harry Potter games looked like shit. They looked like little fucking those cheap PC games you can get. They weren't that fun, So this is definitely a wait and see for me. I mean, I don't know. I don't think I've ever actually bought a Harry Potter game. I love the Harry Potter movies. I read the last few books. Actually, I think I might have read all the books. Come to think of it, but. I don't know. It looks cool. We'll see. I mean, it looked like almost more of like a I can't. What am I trying to think? Like not an RPG, but more in depth of like almost, maybe not so much like a sim, but do dumb stuff like go to class, learn things. I don't know. So
more Persona.
Yeah, Persona. Yeah. It's like a Persona type way to feel to it.
And that would be a cool way to do it. I think actually, you'd have to allocate your time and determine what you want to do in a given day. That could actually work out really well if they do it that way. I don't know if they put thought to it. My first thought when I saw it, I go, wait, how long has it been since Harry Potter was relevant? But oh my God, I still kind of want it, and I really want it to be good because most of these games, like I said before. They've been those cheap movie tie-in games, and they've not been very good. So I'm really hoping this one kind of knocks it out the park because we've never really had a great Harry Potter game, to my knowledge.
I think there's been a few, but they've been decent, mediocre to slightly decent,
Yeah.
Cyrus, I know you're boned about some of this shit, but what was the most impressive, most fun thing you saw today?
It's hard to think right now.
I think you were impressed with it. I was impressed. I almost said, just like Nick, I was like, I would buy Call of Duty just to play with you guys and die in the ray tracing goodness of shit. I'd be like, I'm dying.
Dude,
Cyrus is killing me.
I'm legit. I'm probably gonna buy Call of Duty, and that's gonna be the first time since the first Modern Warfare game that I bought a Call of Duty game.
I think that thing runs at 120. No joke. I think they were talking about it's going to run up to
That
120
thing,
frames.
look, I'm not like a FPS whore or anything like that, and typically
That's
I can't
impressive.
tell. But I watched that and I'm like, this looks fluid. That looks streamlined. That looks amazing. By the way, Alpha is available this weekend. The Alpha
Yes.
demo. Is that for Sony players only, or is that for
That's
everybody?
Sony only.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Microsoft people got hosed on that one, man. It's exclusive. Alpha access for Sony only.
Deathloop. I know some of you guys were excited. We didn't let Cyrus answer.
I was
Actually, go ahead.
excited for Deathloop.
I didn't
It
let Cyrus
reminds me of,
answer.
I don't know. I'm really kind of wanting. I would probably be like, Nick, is it good? Yes. Okay, fine. Because I was like, Nick, what about Origami King? He goes, I went, okay, no, don't tell me. No, that's fine. It looks interesting. And I was going to ask about because Resident Evil 8, that is fucking retardedly creepy. And yes, Nick, the Resident Evil 7 demo is still up on PlayStation and stuff. Download it.
I need to give this new series another shot. To be honest, I tried Code Veronica, and I've told you guys about my experience
Totally
with Code
different.
Veronica.
Code
the
Veronica
tank
is
controls
totally
were bad.
different.
No.
Yeah.
This
The
is
inventory
first
management
person.
was bad. It was
This
just
is first
it wasn't a good
person.
experience.
It looks so good in the current gen consoles. It's first person and it's creepy as fuck.
Oh, I had to play that shit with my lights on. Like that game legitimately freaked me out, man. Like,
Dude, the last
It was
game
just
that did
the-
that shit to me was Doom 3, because that game. I don't know
oh,
if you
dude,
remember.
if
That
Doom
game
3
was
does that to you,
creepy.
you can have fucking nightmares if you play RE7, dude.
Well, that's
It's-
kind of what it's for.
But
I'm
yeah,
October's
looking for
coming
new
up. I
games
need
to play.
something to play.
I was
on
gonna
the
say
stream
this
for
is
October
like the
anyway.
typical time to play it too, man. And it's only, I think it's not a long game. I think I beat it in like 10 hours. It's not a long game at all.
It's $20 out. You can go to Walmart and pick it up literally in the budget shit. No shit. And it comes with like the VR version if somehow you ever got the damn VR version. Yeah. Well, Resident Evil 8 looks good. I'm looking for some stuff to play. I got to the point of Ghost of Tsushima. Nick knows this. I suck at parry and counter games. I can't
Oh,
get.
I'm awful at that. I'm terrible at that too, Mike.
I'm to the point I can't go any further. My wife watched me for 20 minutes, try to get past one huge part of it, and I dropped it to easy, and I
You
went.
talking about Ghost of Tsushima?
Yeah, and
Oh,
it's not the game. It's not the game's fault. I suck at it.
I'll tell you, I felt the exact same way you did early on. The trick to Ghost of Tsushima is you can't try and take on like 2 or 3 enemies at a time.
No, I'm talking about I was at the end of Act 1 to do this one-on-one big battle fight, and I could not beat him. I got him down like 3 times, about ready to kill him. Unblockable, and I was like, that's it. I'm done.
Oh, you got all the way to Act 1?
End of Act 1. Yeah.
Oh, wow. So you got pretty far then. I mean, you didn't just play it for a few hours.
I got it for like $15. I do trade stuff into GameStop, even though they're fucking assholes. Sometimes I get a lot of trade in. I'm gonna go take it and get my there's $33 trade in for them. I'll put that probably toward the Age of Calamity. So I'm either wondering if God of War is good, or would it be more toward picking up Resident Evil 7? I don't know. I need something to play, but I got Mario games coming in, so I need to just hold off.
God of War is amazing. God of War 4 for PlayStation's awesome, dude.
Dude, I got to get back into that game. I started that game and I got a couple hours into it and I put it down and then I just never got back to it. So there's nothing wrong with the game except for the fact that I suck at the combat because it's kind of a cross between like Soul style combat, that kind of like hit and dodge kind of combat that I'm not very good at because I just don't have a lot of practice on it.
Yeah.
I kind of started avoiding those games. God of War for PS4.
No, dude. The combat is nothing like Dark Souls, dude. I know it's got the same like over the shoulder look, but it's actually the God of War actually still kind of uses the old combat style, except you're just at a different angle. And it's impressive the way they did it because typically the old God of War through 1 through 3, the combat style only ever sometimes works like in that overhead like bird's eye view to a degree. But they fucking they nailed it. They nailed it on God of War. I couldn't believe it. Amazing game. Everybody agrees.
Notice he didn't leave it up for discussion, guys.
I tried it on PlayStation Now, Nick, for a few minutes, and I actually did pretty well. I just started it up and started killing stuff, and I was like, "This is cool."
Plus, if you want to,
like multiple enemies, when you got like 4 or 5 guys there, it starts to get fairly difficult fairly fast. It does ramp up as you get a little bit.
Three,
it
4
doesn't
guys
take very
at
far.
I was playing that new God of War on PS Now. I remember it. I took a few minutes to try it, and it felt pretty good. I'm tempted because I think it's like $15 now, literally just brand spanking new $15.
I think that's actually when we got it, when it was like pretty cheap, because I think I found it on sale on like Black Friday for like, I want to say $20 or less. So we picked it up because I'm like, fuck it, it's a God of War game. I've heard nothing but good things about it. We may as well go and try it. And there's nothing wrong with the game. I just haven't spent enough time with it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm probably just going to focus on the Mario games. Come in, try to get back into Sunshine and the Galaxy.
I'm super looking forward to those coming in on Friday.
Sunshine's fun for like, I know we're going off topic. I like Sunshine, but that game's fun for like the first half for me. And then I just get sick of it.
I never beat it. It's like somebody was on an acid trip. It really is fucked up.
They definitely were.
God of War, the PlayStation hits is $15 at Walmart. So,
Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition. I don't know what makes it a special edition, but that's going to be available digital only at launch. Have we got any
ray tracing?
And that was my question. Okay, so there's ray tracing in it, like Mike said, but I mean, what else are they adding in to make it a special edition? You can't just add ray tracing and say special edition. That doesn't. Well, I guess you could, but that would be, shady.
Well, they probably just upped it, just like they did the Spider-Man game. Turned on the ray tracing and did it really well. I played a demo of it, I think, and it was actually kind of impressive. I just never got to the Devil May Cry games, So I don't know.
Deathloop, I'm not too. I don't know. That's a more of a wait and see for me. That's a strange game.
I don't know. That game looks exciting to me because I love Dishonored, and it reminds me of like a spy game mixed with Dishonored. So it's kind of like part GoldenEye and part Dishonored. And I had a ton of fun with Dishonored. So anything that lets me kind of feel like I'm playing Dishonored again and gives me like spy toys and stuff, I'm kind of excited for. And the set that they were talking about seemed kind of like you're going to be able to do certain things during your run to set up targets to where you could get more of them together. And I wonder if part of it is you kind of go through multiple times trying to figure out how to get all these people together at the same time. So you just had like this one big massive bloodbath to end the game. You know what I mean? It seems like you could go around and set everything up for like one big mass fight. And that could be a really cool concept if it's executed well.
Right.
That video I put up, PS5 pre-orders sell out, has almost 1,000 views on it already.
I watched it twice. I had to show it to my wife because your daughter was so adorable that she had to see your daughter being cute.
I'm sorry, 270 views. I don't know where it's like glistens at 700. But anyways, yeah. So Mark says it's gonna have all the DLC, so that's cool. That's good.
That'll be good. That'll be fun.
I'm talking with my brother about all this because we're both in the same boat, And I was like, yeah, we're not gonna be able to get it. Maybe in the morning they'll do something, but I don't know. And I'm like, worst birthday ever. And he's like, well, I could come over and kick you in the nuts. It might be a step up. I'm thinking about taking him up on it.
At least you'll have something to distract you from not being able to get a PS5.
Yeah.
I'm so fucking I'm depressed at this point. I'm not even angry. I'm just deflated,
I was as surprised as any that they came up so fast, man.
Well, look at it this way, Cy. Like, there's no way, because these are all online pre-orders too. You have to take that into consideration. There's no way places like Best. I mean, because so many stores are going to get a certain amount physically in the store. So if I were you, man, like first thing in the morning, I would just call and be like, hey, you got any physical, pre-orders that I could come and get the day of their launch? Because that's how I got my Switch. I couldn't get one online. So I remember I went to a GameStop, 30 minutes from my house. And they're like, yeah, we have a few a few pre-orders. It's just you have to get the gray Joy-Cons, not the red and whatever. I'm like, yeah, I don't give a shit. So I'm sure you're gonna get one. I think these just online pre-orders are just. I think this is the first actual console I've ever online pre-ordered. Everything else has kind of been traditional. I go to this. I call the store. I go to the store, and I get it there, and I place my pre-order there. And
you might want to get up and hit your local Target / Best Buy / GameStop yourself and walk in there and say, do you have any digital PS5 pre-orders? Yeah, we got 2 left. Put some down and slap some money down and pre-order both of them, and then
Yeah, I even check the websites in the morning too.
Yeah,
because it might be more stable.
That's another thing. How is eBay allowed to sell? Because eBay's terms and services say you have like so much time to ship an item. You can drop ship things, but you can't. Like, how are these sellers getting away with listing eBay items and then saying it's going to ship in November? You don't even have an item there. I don't know how eBay allows
eBay's
this.
Shady.
They've been doing that all the time.
They ought to be regulated to the point where they're like, you can't sell anything. I think, and I know this goes against, we're not going to get into politics, not politics, but, we got a free market. I think you shouldn't be able to go to an auction site and sell anything that's new within 6 months of it coming out, and that would kill scalpers.
Yeah, you're right. It would. Yeah.
It might also kill eBay.
No, it wouldn't.
No, I don't think it would. There's a lot of legitimate people on sellers. Like, I sell on eBay, but I would never do this because, number one, like, I know people like you, like Cyrus, other people like who really want one. So I would legitimately feel bad. But
well, it's not just me. This was supposed to be a thing with me and my brother.
Yeah.
We had this set up for, it is what it is. It doesn't fucking matter.
But you're not the only ones. I think right now the majority of people are in your boat.
Yeah. I had just happened to get really lucky at Target when they went up.
And even if I said something, you wouldn't have got one.
I know.
I was just sitting there looking. I know.
No, I wouldn't have looked until probably while we were on stream, and at that point it would have been too late. I mean, I was literally in this chair, just like kind of unwinding from the stream, like just sitting here, like doing some things, looking around. I hadn't even got my fat ass up to go upstairs yet, and you guys are like, "Oh, they're available." I'm like, "What?" I saw RGT85's tweet that you sent, Piggy Old Gamer, in the chat, and I'm like, "No way, that's bullshit." So
yeah,
I went and looked.
He goes, "I got it," and I looked at it, and I went, I did my little, eyebrow raise, and I went, "Oh shit, things are gonna start to drop."
Yeah,
that's why I kept telling you guys, and
that's when I started checking. As soon as you sent that thing where RGT had his, and I'm like, "Oh crap, they released them early. This wasn't supposed to happen until like at least midnight."
They're cocking it up. They really need to. This is bullshit. And I felt like I said, I didn't get my Switch pre-order till a day or so later, and somebody yelled at me and said, "Dude, they're back on Amazon. Tap 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 tap." And I got one.
Actually, I think I did that. I think that was me.
You and somebody else literally sent the same message.
Yeah.
So what do we think about the prices? I mean, we haven't talked about them. What are you guys? I mean, I know Cyrus wants the digital Retro Bro. You had to get the physical.
I didn't have a choice. Yeah.
This fucking $399 is selling out like a damn hotcake. I think they have almost legitimately killed the Series S.
Oh, dude, it's a joke right now. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think the Series S is going to sell because it's a very attractive price point and it's still cheaper than the Sony console. But anybody that's actually looking at the hardware specs will go for the digital version first of the Sony PS5 because the hardware's, you don't lose anything in hardware between the two systems. You just lose a disk drive.
Not even storage. Everybody's like, "I bet they're going to cut down the storage." I'm like, they're not going to cut down any of the storage.
No, and they didn't. And that was a smart move. So charging $100 more than what Xbox is charging makes sense, in my opinion. It's actually worth more than the extra $100 than they're asking for the digital version. Matter of fact, I think the PS5 and the Xbox Series X are actually worth more than what they're asking for the price point, if I'm honest. So we're all getting a steal in every console this generation.
Yeah, Mark says GameStop only had 14 pre-orders at his store. He said they're getting more tomorrow.
Yeah,
I'm not worried about PS5 pre-order, but for Cy I am because I know how much he wants. Yeah, he'll get it though. I know you will get one. We will merge our thoughts together. Our thoughts together.
Yeah, but I got to get one for my brother too. It's not just about me, you know.
You guys
I think you'll be able to find a couple copies of it, man. It's pretty early in the pre-order process. There's first wave sold out, and it could be that all this gets fucked up, and you end up getting one. And like me and John are sitting there going, "What the fuck happened? We didn't get one."
Yeah,
because
all
they
this
screwed
could
everything
glitch
up.
out, or they could even say you.
Oh, we fucked up and
put the
released it too early. Yeah.
and they
Yeah.
have to legally refund your money, and then they're like, "Shit!" And here's ours is like,
I just don't understand, man. Like I've been on top of this shit, you know. Like I was even sending y'all messages earlier telling y'all, "Hey, make sure you watch tonight because you never know something could happen."
Well, dude, good.
No, I'm just saying it doesn't matter. It's fine.
I never even got an email from Walmart to say they were available, even after I went in there and was like, "Hey, tell me, when they're available." Got shit from them.
No.
Yeah. Dude, let's talk about this. I know we can get in a couple more of these games, but I feel like we could really talk about this. The PS Plus, what was it? The collection, the classic collection.
Yeah.
So
PlayStation Plus collection is what they called it. And I couldn't figure out if those were free games or not. And I think you guys confirmed it, right? All those just come free for PlayStation Plus now, right?
if you're got a PlayStation 5.
Yeah, so all pretty much every single PS4 exclusive, if you have PlayStation Plus, which, or at least the majority of them, if you have PlayStation Plus, you're going to get those games on your console. This is I think this is their answer to Game Pass. This is I'll do you one better. We're going to give all of our next gen players our last gen exclusives, and we're not going to charge them a monthly fee. We're just going to say, hey, just subscribe to our yearly subscription. Which, by the way, from all we know, is still only $60, which is significantly cheaper than the Xbox One's Xbox Live.
Let me read this. It's off IGN. PlayStation Plus Collection is a PS5 upgrade to Sony's PlayStation Plus subscription service, and it's bringing with it several big games to the service at no additional cost. So it's a PS5 only thing.
Yeah.
So if you thank you for buying this, you get God of War, Bloodborne, Monster Hunter World, Final Fantasy 15, Fallout 4, Mortal Kombat X, Uncharted 4, Ratchet & Clank, Days Gone, Until Dawn, Detroit Becoming Human, Battlefield 1, Infamous Second Son, Batman Arkham Knight, The Last Guardian, The Last of Us, Persona 5, and Resident Evil 7. Download them and play them wherever you want to. Have fun.
Dude, that's insane because I missed like most of those on that list.
I want to get Days
you
Gone.
Speaking of, meaning I haven't played them.
No.
Like legit, I haven't played them.
Plus, you're going to be able to play them with a better experience on the PS5. Imagine, like, some of those games have, like, really slow load times, man, which are going to be cut in half or probably almost put down to nothing, realistically, with the SSD they're putting in there.
I know. Me and my buddy Rob, we were playing through Outer Worlds on the PS4, and we were laughing that the best mini game in that game was the loading screen because we watched it a lot.
Yeah, I did. I finally beat that. I really was not. Overall, it was an okay game. It was kind of a sad ripoff of Fallout, but it's still. I went through it, and sometimes I'd fast travel 2 or 3 times. And I'm sitting there going, "Okay, come on." But you know those old hard drives are just pushed to the max.
Yeah, it's got some hellish load times, man. I remember when I tried to do that video on like the Xbox One load time on Borderlands 3 versus the PC, and it's like half the load time on the PC.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but if you play Ghost of Tsushima, that's one thing. That fucking game loads like a goddamn miracle. So it's up to the developers too. Yeah. I really think that not Insomniac Games. Hell, who made Outer Worlds? I'm blanking here.
Obsidian.
It's Obsidian. They need to fucking get their shit together. So,
but yeah, talking about load times, let's talk about how fast some of these things transition, because Miles Morales was one of them. And I know we touched on it a little bit, but my God, I've never seen something transition in and out of a cinematic. I almost didn't realize it was out of a cinematic.
Until they started throwing shit up on the HUD. Yeah, I was going,
exactly.
I went, what the fuck? It's playing. And when they moved from that one area to the next in Demon Souls, that goddamn huge monster with that much details, that much polygons, and it was just.
That was the other one. I was like, At that point, I'm talking to you guys. I'm like, this reminds me of Halo 1, where it feels like one seamless world. It doesn't feel like you have loading transitions anymore. You're just transitioning through a portal and then you're in another world. And it's all part of this one universe. And you're just there. Like nothing breaks your immersion anymore.
I think load screens are dead. I really do think load screens
God, I
are
hope
dead.
so. That and elevators. I've seen enough elevators.
You should play some 3DO games, man. You want to talk about load times? Holy shit!
Oh God, yeah, and
Neo
PlayStation
Geo
1,
CD.
man.
Neo Geo CD. I've heard that.
Yeah, some of the PS1 games were bad too back in the day.
Dude, man,
Oh,
even emulating PlayStation, man, it even emulates the load time when you load up the game. I'm like, no.
And I watch some people that emulate the old consoles, and they're really trying to. And you can most emulators, even NES emulators, you can up the clock cycle to get rid of the slowdown. I'm like, turn that shit off. Like, oh my gosh! But I know this has nothing to do with PlayStation, but did y'all hear about the quote controversy of Mario All Stars?
The emulation.
It's all.
Did anybody expect it not to be emulated? It's Nintendo. They've done this before. This isn't a new thing for them.
Well, they did it with all their NES and SNES games. Those are all emulated. Those are all ROMs that they're emulating.
To me, it's really impressive. They're emulating N64, of course, an easy one. They're emulating GameCube and Wii without any problem. All it does is open this up. And if I've said this, if people paid attention about a year or so ago, China had Super Mario Galaxy running on their NVIDIA systems, and it was legal. And Nintendo put it out there, and I went, "Watch it! It's coming out." And what do we got now? So,
Well, they did it with Star Fox. Remember when they put Star Fox on the SNES Mini? It was actually just a ROM that it was a dumped ROM that had already been online, and they added something. They either finished it or they added something to it, but it was a straight up ROM that they pulled.
And their emulators are got to be better because they know exactly the hardware.
Well, and a lot of people are thinking they're going to start putting like some of like the Wii and the GameCube games up on the Switch store. So you'll be able to purchase them because since they can emulate stuff like Mario Sunshine, they should be able to do anything else on those consoles. So if they want to bring those out and sell those to you on the store, that means like all the Metro Prime trilogy and all that stuff, the original copies. I'd rather see them with the motion controls personally because I think that would be a good upgrade. I like to be able to use the Joy-Cons for those.
Mm-hmm. Talking about a couple more games. The Oddworld game was showed off. I never was a fan of it, but Nick's absolutely loved.
I love Munch's Odyssey, and I can't wait for this one because it reminds me of Munch's Odyssey, but it's a new game. I tried Stranger's Wrath for a while, and that's a fun game.
Yeah, Stranger's Wrath is a totally different game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then I showed my daughter this Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach. There's kids that love that stuff. I kept looking at it going, holy crap, this looks like Five Nights. Oh my God, it's Five Nights at Freddy's.
Well, that doesn't. The whole trailer. That Five Nights at Freddy's, I don't think is on console. That's all just fucking Android tablet games and iPhone games, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't
know.
No,
it's on console.
It was on PC and consoles and everything like that too. Yeah,
they're on the Switch, I think, and I think the Switch. They're on consoles.
Mm-hmm. But it's been ported everywhere, man.
I know people. I'm going through this is IGN's list of what's going on, and I know they showed Fortnite, but we saw. If you looked at NVIDIA's showcase of stuff, they were showing Fortnite running with ray tracing, and this was an Unreal Engine 4 version of Fortnite. And I can't stand the game, but from a few clips, you could tell they've turned the graphics way up. And I think that's kind of cool that they're going to throw that out there. And since Epic has completely lost its shit and basically tried to fight Apple, they're not on Apple anymore. So, hey, go play on the PlayStation 5. Or the 4 or your Android phone or whatever, the Switch. I don't know. I can't stand that game.
I don't know, man, but I knew as soon as I'm like, you didn't have to announce that this was going to be on PS5. We all knew this was going to be on the PS5.
But they're showing off the new graphics. They're showing the graphics, man. That's exactly what they're doing. They're showing graphics. And it looked pretty impressive.
That game was never graphically impressive to me. I mean, it had a great art style, and I liked it because it was kind of cartoony and fun. I didn't enjoy the gameplay loop, so I didn't really stick with it. But it doesn't need high-end graphics to make it look good. It looks as good as it looks. Yeah. It's Fortnite. It's not supposed to be hyper-realistic. That's not the point.
It's supposed to be shit, and it is. I hate Fortnite. And then they showed us the price. I sat there and I actually blinked and went, okay, what's the price? Because they had like 4 or 5 fucking versions of the damn price. And then they showed off a teaser for God of War Ragnarok is coming to 2021. And that's the biggest, I think, one of the biggest bombs that, here is Sony has got Horizon, they got Miles Morales, they got all these games. They're going to the PS4. We got all these Ratchet and Clank coming out, and now you've got a new next gen God of War coming, not in 2 or 3 years, but next year. They really came out and knocked it out of the park. I did think it was a little too repeaty. I guess that's not even a word.
Repetitive.
It's a little repetitive to where they were showing the same shit. But if I'm looking through here, Final Fantasy 16, Harry Potter, Devil May Cry, Five Nights, and God of War teaser. That's the only thing new, and I can't gripe them. But at 40 minutes, I think they were just showing more stuff.
They knew, and this is short for a reason. They knew everyone was watching this for the price and launch date. I mean, it was actually, we did get a launch date. I'm sorry. At first, I was like, man, we're not getting a pre-order date. Obviously, we know why they did that now. But that's why I watched it for. I mean, all that extra stuff honestly was a bonus. As far as God of War Ragnarok goes, I wish maybe they would have shown us a little more for a game that's supposedly coming out in 2 years. I mean, give me something.
Next year.
Yeah.
Next year.
Oh, yeah, next year, because is it 2021 or 2022?
2021.
See, now, that even, wow. So
they're cock teasing, man. This is Sony's biggest thing this year. They're going anti-Microsoft. They're just going to go sprinkle a little bit on there and say, bitch, you'll come back for more.
Dude,
and,
they could have they did it to twist the knife. Is what they did, because they could have just come out and said $3.99 and $4.99 at the end and just walked off and left it there. But no, they threw a God of War teaser up there, just showing you the logo and then saying Ragnarok, just to twist that knife even more. Like, hey, here's one more exclusive that you can't get anywhere else.
It's a Halo Infinite fuck you.
Yep.
Exactly what it is.
And that's really what it came down to. But most of these games we've either seen data from before. A lot of them are multi-platform. Now, we've seen more information on Call of Duty Cold War than we've seen up until now, because we've seen a little bit of like multiplayer gameplay, but that was the first story gameplay I think anybody's seen. So that was new, but that's not going to be exclusive. The Harry Potter game was completely new. That came out of left field for me. I didn't expect that.
Yeah, I didn't expect that. That was a welcoming surprise.
Yeah. Miles Morales was a revisit, but that was a welcome revisit because we got to see more actual gameplay of the actual game. We got to see a lot more of you interacting with things and how it was going to look when you're running on it. So that was really good. Oddworld Soulstorm, we saw a little bit more gameplay there than we had seen before. Some of it was in the trailers, but there was some new stuff there, which was cool. Deathloop, we saw some new insight into that. So that was new gameplay. The Devil May Cry 5 thing was a new announcement as far as it coming to the PS5. It's not a new game, but the fact that you're going to be able to get it day one and it's going to have all the extra content's nice. It's kind of like, icing on top of cake that doesn't really need any more icing, but whatever. Demon Souls, we finally saw some real gameplay, because everything we've seen before has basically just been stuff like that dragon coming over the castle and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But we actually saw a gameplay this time, and it looked amazing. So, I mean, it was a pretty big insight to what the games are actually going to feel like when we have them in our hands. So I thought from that perspective, it was really good.
No, I'm saying it's good. I was hoping for a couple more big bombs, but it still is good. I was going through and look at all these news, and of course going through Twitter, and everybody's like, "Oh my God, some stuff are going back to the." It's just this whole generation of fanboyism is retarded to the point I can't stand it. But this is on PSU.com. Sony confirms PlayStation 4 will continue to be supported for the next 3 to 4 years.
Wow,
really? That's actually kind of amazing for anybody that owns a PlayStation, because I thought they might drop that a lot sooner. Like maybe support it for another
Retro?
Year.
Hey, CM Retro.
Oh, wow, that's nuts. I mean, 3 to 4 years.
That worries me a little bit.
Yeah.
That worries me. Are they going to fucking do what we, and people are on Twitter going, well, guess what? This is holding back PS5. And, they have a point. Support it how? Are you going to make everything work on a PS4? Then I might wait a little longer.
Yeah.
I want to know. I want games that come out on that PlayStation 5 and that fucking shit just work for it. I mean, I don't know. That's good and bad, to be honest. I have to say. So.
And CM Retro kind of backs up your point. He would have liked to have seen like more new exclusives and things like that being dropped that they're going to have on the console on it. More, feel for the tank, so to speak, of exclusives, because they didn't really mention anything about some of the ones that they've already announced. Like they didn't talk about Ratchet and Clank on there and a couple of the others that they have that they had already announced. They didn't show any more details on those. They didn't even say if they were right in the launch window or not.
Yeah.
We think they are, but we don't know, right?
So I mean, I'm glad I've been kind of keeping my hype down. This is going to be a tax return buy for me. I'm going to be able to go out there and just pick one of these up, get my the full blown version, and figure out what games I want. And this is going to be, I think, an interesting system overall. I mean,
yeah, they didn't show Ratchet and Clank. I was surprised about that.
Well, they showed full on gameplay last time. I don't think
that's a good point. Yeah, you're right.
I mean, they showed the big thing was Miles Morales, where you got to see in game HUD shit up. I was like, sweet. What do you guys think about the next gen versions of these games? Are $69.99. Like I got right here, Demon Souls $69.99, Destruction All Stars the same, Miles Morales.
You know what? I give shit when that's right. Games are $59.99. When was the last time we had a real price increase though for games on new consoles? It's been a long time, really, if you think about it.
360, years. I think. 360 was the last price increase.
The way I look at it is like, who buys new games anymore? I mean, we buy them when they're on sale most of the time anyway. Like, they could raise it $10, and all the people that have to have it right away, they're gonna have to have it. They're gonna buy it anyway. Yeah. So, if it mitigates some of the like loot box shit and all that, then I'm fine. Like whatever.
I don't think it's gonna get rid of loot boxes or any of that monetization.
Unless they do like the EU and do some legislature against it, yeah, the loot box is going to stay.
Yeah, it's not going to go. Now, I do feel like it's been kind of long enough that the price increase is kind of justified because the cost of the games has gone up and up and up.
Yeah.
And they haven't really been charging anymore. Hopefully that means the games get a little better. They have a little bit less monetization. I don't know. I'm not totally against all DLC. I like DLC when it's good DLC. Like if you're going to give me like extra story content or extra characters and stuff like that, I'm okay paying for that because that gives me more playtime in my game, right? Like paying $30, well now almost $40 for like a DLC expansion pack for like a NetherRealms game. I don't mind that so much because I get like 6 new characters and that gives me like months and months and months of more playtime out of my game. Right?
Yeah.
It's almost like buying a new game at that point. And that's the way I look at that kind of DLC. Now, the cosmetics and stuff like that, like all that weird stuff they're doing with Avengers where you don't really have to buy it, but there's all the stuff, but you can buy a currency, but you don't need to buy the currency. All that just becomes a mess to me. And while it doesn't affect the game and you don't have to buy it, I feel like it is kind of predatory in a way for people that are susceptible to that kind of thing.
I'll be honest with you. I might buy, to Si's point, I maybe buy. The only game I've paid full price for so far this year has been Ghost of Tsushima. It's the only one. The one before that was Call of Duty. I think that was back in November or December. The one before that was what was it called? That Bloodstained game. But I don't think that was 60. I think that was 40. So I almost never buy games when they first come out, unless they're console exclusives. Like something like God of War, I'll buy right away. Yeah. Horizon Zero Dawn, I'll buy right away. But unless it's one of those types of games, I don't buy them right off the bat.
We got the real John Hancock is popped in chat. Welcome. Hey,
you know what? Thank you for joining us. I know you're you're working on that museum over there. You're working really hard to get that museum going. But that's not actually the real John Hancock.
Damn.
So CM Retro Gaming says, I guess the price increase is natural, but I get the feeling that they're starting to price games so that people go digital if games are $10 cheaper for the digital copy. And I don't think they're going to be honest. I've never seen a decrease in price for digital games versus a physical copy of a game.
But there should be, though. And I
there
think that's
should have
bullshit.
been from the very beginning, but they got people used to paying the full retail price regardless.
Yeah.
And that's where they've stuck with it.
Well, it was a stipulation, I think, from the retailers because they were like, we don't want to have our version different price. Yeah, I think that's why.
But they do it on movies. You can go buy a Blu-ray, and most times they're $25 to $27, give or take, at good prices. Apple is always $19.99 or less, and that's 4K. But I guess that's a little different. Maybe it's the games. Yeah, you're right. I mean, hell, I did that when I got my daughter the fucking Animal Crossing, and then my wife started playing it, and I sat there and said, hand me that cartridge, and I played it for a while. I'm like, fuck, now I need the game. And nobody had it. And I went, I'm a digital bastard. I got to go buy it. Of course, I mean, it was full price, but it was worth it. I put nearly 300 hours into it. So
the Switch is one of the few consoles that I mostly buy physical copies on. Almost everything I have is a physical copy.
Yeah, I got a
stack. I can't find a physical copy, and that's because they're so small. They take up no room and they load so fast that it's not a big deal.
Carts rule, bitches. I love them. I mean, they're called. I'm sorry, game cards. I'm an old fart. I call them carts. They're carts.
Yeah.
I mean, I got the, so the next day or two or whenever Amazon gets that to me, the 3D All-Stars. That's going to be a fucking collector's item.
Yeah.
And I'll have that thing right there. I have 3 big games on it, and
I'm gonna have to go, guys. I feel like I'm gonna throw up.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I feel better.
That's all right. I'll catch up with y'all later.
Okay.
And I think CM Retro Gaming is right. There should be a cost increase for non-physical games.
Yeah, no, I've said that for a while, man. But to Sai's point, there's got to be some type of stipulation there. Some sort of deal with retailers, because it doesn't make any sense that they would be the same price.
Yeah. And then the Switch Pro's coming out next year with new Joy-Cons. I don't think that's going to sell quite as hot as these new consoles, but I'm probably going to pick one up. I could see easily picking one up.
Say what? New Joy-Cons? I'm sitting there reading the chat. Sorry.
Yeah, they think they're revisiting the Joy-Cons because they've got nothing but hell from those Joy-Cons.
Yeah, those things are good, but they need a complete revamp on those suckers. I had to send my left one in to Nintendo to get fixed.
I haven't sent any of mine in, but I barely ever touch my Joy-Cons. I use a Pro controller, or I use like my 8-bit controllers here, like these things. I freaking love these things. I think they're great.
I put 120 hours in the fucking Breath of the Wild and beat them on Joy-Cons. So man, yeah.
Dude, I couldn't stand the Joy-Con for that thing. It drove me crazy.
And when I picked up the Pro controller, I was like, God Almighty!
Yeah, it's a totally different game, man.
Yeah, but this is how, and I love the PS5. I'm getting it. I really want. I'm going to keep up with that PlayStation Plus because they'll get games.
Yeah.
And we need to try to see if we can hook up and game some, Nick. I've went back to console gaming, which is fine. But
dude, I kind of want to start streaming with you guys anyway. One of these days when we're streaming, particularly when my back's not. Dude, I streamed the other night and then I played games with them, and I was up all night. My back was killing me.
Yeah.
So I got to let it heal before I can do too much. But
I was going to say, I'm more excited for if they come out and said next year a new fucking Switch comes out, and they're already telling devs to make 4K games. We're going to have a 50 or 70% increase, which if we went back to the emulators means the emulators would run better. And I would actually day one pre-buy it over a PlayStation. It's nothing against PlayStation. I put more play into my Switch. It's a fucking amazing console. It's awesome. I was like,
I put more playtime on my Switch than I put in any other console, including the PS4. And the PS4 has tons of good games.
I got to play God of War. I've got to play Resident Evil. I want to play Days Gone. That's a zombie game I know you won't touch, but it's one of those hidden gems.
I just can't do those, man.
I hear it's good. It's been fixed too. I guess I had a lot of issues at launch.
It's a fix, but a big open world zombie game, which is really good. And the thing about it is, guess what? If I wait and get the PlayStation 5, I can play it for free.
I might play it then because I won't have to spend any money on it, so I can keep my promise to myself of not spending money on zombie games anymore. Because the last money I spent on a zombie game
It was Left 4 Dead, wasn't it?
Left 4 Dead 2, actually,
Yeah.
because I bought it to play with you guys, and then Dale died, unfortunately, and I
And he
didn't
passed
I didn't
away.
get to play any of it with you guys hardly at all. And I really liked that one. It was so much better than the first one.
I think I got it actually I got it on Steam as well. I went and picked it up. I mean, it's one of those games that is still played. It's really well. The next there's only one zombie game I want to know. We're completely off topic. And I'm kind of worried about Si. I know he's been not feeling good and his stomach's been messed up.
I think he's partially feeling bad because and part of it's this whole thing with him not being able to get.
He got sick a couple weeks ago, and it's not the COVID crap, and his stomach's been messed up too. And this all has pissed him off.
This doesn't help. I know. Yeah.
Yeah. This isn't helping. So.
No, but at the same, it's just crazy. But the next game I want, Turtle Rock Studios that made Left 4 Dead split from Valve. They're making called Back 4 Blood. They're making a Left 4 Dead 3, but they can't use any of the names and everything else. And I'm like, as long as you don't make it crappy like Evolve, I'm looking forward to it. I'm not going to buy it day one at all, but if it gets good reviews, I will get Back 4 Blood. And that's the only zombie game I'm looking forward to. I'm burnt out on them too.
I was burnt out on them before they were cool.
But I didn't play a lot of them. I played the Left 4 Dead games because it was so much fun with all you guys.
Yeah, that's fair. But yeah, no, all this stuff coming out, man, this is good. And you're going to have a lot of backwards compatibility with your PS4 stuff, at least.
I saw
you're
a
not going to
post
be
that
able to
said
do
99% of them are confirmed to be okay. And everybody's like, they're not going to work. It's the same goddamn architecture. They're going to work just fine.
That's great. And that's fantastic. Now, if they can, the real nail in the coffin, if they hadn't already put one in there, is
we're going to have the real Donald Trump in here next. That's what we're going to have in here. The real Donald Trump and the real Joe Biden. They can fucking do their debate on my live stream.
I know. If they come out and said, hey guys, sometime mid next year, you're going to have full emulation for PS1 through PS3, I would have just destroyed any chance that Xbox would have had this generation, because their big selling point
Xbox has a chance anyways, to be full.
Is you can go but their big selling point now is you can play stuff from Xbox One all the way through, because the architecture is not that much different from the first console to this console.
But they're not targeting people who played Xbox One and Xbox 360 or original Xbox and Xbox 360, dude. They're targeting people who play fucking Fortnite. That's who they're targeting, and people who play cloud-based gaming. So I don't think that was like sure for us. I think for us, because we're not the majority market anymore. I think for us, I think that would be good, but I don't know how well that would actually sell units for them.
Yeah, I don't think we've been the majority market for a while, actually.
Yeah. I mean, you're not wrong.
I mean, when we were talking about this the other day, we were talking about Game Pass and, games as basically the games as a service, right? I mean, it's kind of a generational gap because, I mean, people like us want to have more ownership of our games, but people that have grown up with Netflix and Hulu and now Disney Plus and all these things, they're used to just consuming things as they're there, right? Mm-hmm. And so they'll binge it for a while, they'll enjoy it, and they'll either beat it or they won't, depending on how long it's up and how much time they have. And they'll pick and choose a little bit of it here and there. And if something comes back up that they want to replay again, because they're already talking about pulling games off of Game Pass next month. They're like, here's what's going off of Game Pass next month, just like Netflix. So it's going to be one of those things where you're going to see things come on and off the service at a regular basis to keep the servers kind of lean to where they can store more stuff. So you're going to see people that go back like me, like I go back and I watch the original Star Trek and like Next Generation all the time. Those are up pretty regularly, but sometimes they go down. They come back up and I stream them again.
Well, they won't now do that with their favorite games. The Paramount stuff. They'll be there forever. But yeah, if you don't pay for it, yeah, I mean, you can't get I went ahead and I've got up to Peter Capaldi. I've got Doctor Who on DVD now. I got 3 boxes. I ordered them. It took me a while to get them because every time they kept being shipped, they're cheaper and they were plastic. And I kept, I decided I wanted to own Doctor Who, about 12 seasons of it. So I went ahead and bought them. So,
yeah. Born Distracted says, Xbox has a very loyal fan base. You need to try to appeal to other gamers. Sorry, Halo, Gears of War, and Forza don't do it for me. Yeah, the funny thing is, Halo does it for me, but But we're not getting a good Halo game. I'm gonna play shit on my PC.
Well, that's just it. I think Halo Infinite, when it comes out, will be a good game. I think it'll actually be a solid game. Now, and take that with a grain of salt from me, and they take that with, I'm not even sure how to phrase this. I was not impressed with 343's first outing in the Halo. Me and Mike played through Halo 4 with our buddy Pat, and
Brooks. We did all four.
And Brooks, that's right.
Yeah, it was a 4-player co-op. Yeah.
And we fought the same boss like three or four times, and I'm like, why do I have the same boss 3 times in a row? This is kind of ridiculous. And then we got to the end, and Pat was the only one with any control, and it was a QTE event, and then we were done. And my understanding is 5 was better, but 343 for me has not had an amazing reputation. Good. They have tried to uphold the Halo legacy, but they're not Bungie. You're not going to get a Bungie Halo ever again unless Microsoft buys Bungie again. And I don't think Bungie wants to be bought by them again.
No, Bungie actually came out and made fun of people. No, we're not being bought by Microsoft at all. And yeah, use our correct logo next time. It was funny making fun of people. I'm just looking at these games, and there's other games they kind of hinted at, and there's one game I'm really looking forward to is Returnal. That looks fucking ridiculous. Sackboy's Big Adventure, that looks fun for the family. I have to say it looks good.
Yeah, it's like a knack sort of stuff like that. Yeah.
So,
PlayStation's always good for a few of those types of games.
It's more Mario-esque because it's more hardcore platforming. I struggled with the first one, to be honest, because some of their spring platforms use more realistic physics. So when you jump and you come back down, you have to wait for the spring to hit a certain point and then jump again. So the timing changes each time you jump, and it got actually quite tricky to make it through some of the platforming. So they're a solid core platforming franchise. I think that'll be good. I think Medium, which I think is going to be not only Xbox. Is that only going to be Xbox? I thought it was going to be Xbox, PC, and PlayStation.
I read it was going to also be PlayStation, but then I can't. It's mixed, so take that with a grain of salt. I can't tell.
No, that's a timed exclusive, I think, isn't it?
I've read 2 things, so let's just say maybe. It's probably not exclusive, and the Medium is another one I wanted. I was hyped and hoping that we'd see a Silent Hill, but, we've been hearing the hype and the rumors of a Final Fantasy, and boom, that happened. Maybe Silent Hill come around the bend. But
I thought Silent Hill was Konami.
Yeah, but there's rumors there was a buyout or something out there. They just Sony just said, fuck it. Do you want the rights for it? No, here's a couple $100 million, give it to us. And they wouldn't make it. And, if they did that, look at it. The newest Final Fantasy will not go to Xbox. That is fucking huge.
Now, Martin McQuinn actually put something up here that I think is actually kind of a good thing is PlayStation, if VR is really going to make it as a medium, I feel like PlayStation needs to push it. They really need to push it. And I've heard rumors that they're working on a revision to the VR headset, which would be good because the original one doesn't have a bad resolution, but the resolution has gotten so much better on headsets now, and the system is so much more powerful. They do need to revisit this headset.
Did you see Oculus put out a new one?
Yeah, Oculus Quest 2, but I'll tell you what, Oculus, I'm leery about even investing in them anymore, mostly because you're going to have to tie your Oculus login to your Facebook login. It's going to be required. And if you somehow, while you're playing your Oculus, break your Facebook terms of service, you could lose access to all your Oculus games. You'll get locked out of everything on your headset.
I'm just saying, I'm looking at the tech. The tech had fucking 2K per eye.
Yeah.
Yeah, they need to, and it's $299.
Yeah.
To start out to it. So,
and
John, what was you saying?
It's rumored that it can actually track just your bare hand. Not just the controller, but your actual hands. It'll be able to track and do motion that way on some games.
You pretty much brought it up. You pretty much said what I was going to say. Yeah, because as far as we know, they're going to bring the PSVR over, but we haven't heard shit about it yet. You know what, man? I'll tell you what. When it comes to Sony with these fucking accessories, I don't hold my breath with them because anytime they've done something, they always kind of bail on them. So it's almost like a catch-22 with them. I have to wait and see, but at the same time, how many other people are waiting and seeing, and then Sony thinks it's a failure and says, "Fuck it, we're canning it." And so, You know?
I think the
Also-
PSVR actually sold enough that they're comfortable with continuing to support it. I mean, they just now came out with that Iron Man VR game not that long ago. They came out like a couple weeks ago, actually.
Yeah. I think Sony, though, they do VR events. I think we can see them come out and later on, maybe even this year, say, look at the future of VR, and they start talking about it. I mean, they've got to get this system out. This is the year of the crap going on. I mean, I don't want fucking Microsoft to really fail, though I think they're going to be in some hurt here this whole generation. Again, they've got to get their shit out. Sony was saying they're going to drop ship or fly their shipments
Yeah, they're
out.
going to fly them in. They're air freighting them in.
Air freighting them. Yeah, they are
And
going to get
they're
them out
actually having trouble with manufacturing too. They can't get enough of like the ARM chips and a couple other components. So the actual number of units that they're going to have this year is lower than
I'm
the
saying,
like
man,
10 or 11.
ARM. Is there ARM chips in that thing?
I think so. I thought it was an ARM chip. Is it something different?
You're talking about the VR, right? Or are you talking about the Vita?
VR.
Okay.
PlayStation VR. And well, they went on to the Vita on the chat. They asked if there were going to be a new Vita, but I think that was more of a joke because I think PlayStation got out of the handheld.
Yeah, they're done with the Vitas, right? Yeah.
Yeah, they're done.
Sony does that. Yeah, they don't care. They do that. They do that a lot, but I don't know. Crazy.
I mean, the PSP was a great system. I thought that was a great handheld. I loved mine. Yeah, the Vita is basically retro now. Sad to think of, but it is.
It's true.
It really is.
Man, it's not even that old, man. It came out when the PS4 came out, or slightly afterwards. Yeah.
But yeah, the PlayStation VR is forward compatible with the PlayStation 5, so you can still use your old headset with your new PlayStation 5. They're still going to support that, so that's still a thing. I think you're still going to have to probably use your old controllers because they had those light indicators on the front of them, and that's what those were for, was for their VR and the move controls. So if you didn't have that, if you didn't have the actual move controllers, that's partially how it identified players and things like that in the VR space.
That's crazy.
CM Retro, I don't know if that's a big enough market for big enough deals for them because, I mean, let's be honest. Like limited run, now Play Asia is a different story. I think they're much bigger, but limited run games they're only doing, how many versions? I mean, they're essentially just taking digitals and going to these developers and saying, hey, we're gonna produce a physical for you. We're gonna pay you this much. And they make their profit. I don't think that's really. I don't even know how much Sony is involved in that process. I could be wrong. I could be wrong though.
Born had the OLED Vita.
Oh, I did too. I had the first Vita, and it was a gorgeous screen. It was beautiful.
I never had one. So
it was good, but they just didn't know what they were doing with it.
Yeah, the PSP, the big problem with the PSP itself, and I think it crossed over to the Vita, was you almost had to modify it for some of the buttons because the PSP D-pad was notoriously bad.
The PSPs were big when I got deployed. So when I was on deployment in 2005, they were big. And I was one of the suckers who bought a DS. And all these people had PSPs, but you guys should see this thing. Check this out. This is not a PSP. This is a fucking This is a Chinese retro knockoff, dude. There's like 4,000 fucking Nintendo games and shit on here. But they look just like a PSP.
That's cool. What people did with their PSPs, man.
They modded them.
They homebrewed those things. And that actually kind of killed that market because what people would do is they would buy that. They would buy a version of GTA that came out on the system, and they wouldn't update it so it would have this one specific version. And you could run homebrew on the system that way.
Mm-hmm.
And then they would just load up all sorts of ROMs. And I knew people are going, well, I'm buying the system. What's the big deal? I'm going, you're not buying any games, dude. There's no attachment rate to this console. I'm like, if there's no attachment rate to the console's not going to survive. And sure enough, it went dead shortly after. It had the same problem the Dreamcast had because Dreamcast was so easily cracked from, like, what was it, the
copy protection was garbage on their disc.
Yeah, and you had like some of the cheat programs and stuff like that, like the Game Genie and stuff like that you could use. and that would allow you to basically play anything you wanted to, even burn discs on that thing. And so the attachment rate on the console, the game stopped selling because people would grab the ROMs, burn them to a disc, use that, and then just play the games.
It stopped selling also because Sony stomped the shit out of them with a more powerful console and a DVD player too.
Yeah.
Half. It's half. Really,
Yeah.
I think it's about half. If
The Soldier Boy console.
Yeah.
Soldier Boy, I saw
That's kinda
that.
Shut the fuck up, Soldier Boy.
Didn't he get sued like crazy?
No,
for
he
that?
never got sued. People, that was a rumor. He got a fucking DMCA takedown. That's what he got. He never got sued. He got threatened and got sued, but he never got sued. That was a big fucking controversy. Dude, there was so much misinformation going around because technically what he was doing, he was just drop shipping. It really wasn't he was like using Alibaba or whatever as like a middleman. So he would have his website, but he didn't actually have the inventory. He would just drop ship them and called them the Soldier Boy console. Yeah. That whole fucking thing. That idiot fucking what's his name? He says, let's peep this out. I can't stand the fucking guy. I forget his name now because
I'm old. I have no idea what you're talking about.
He's a YouTuber, but he's just a knucklehead, man, because he just says dumb shit just to get attention. Like 2 days after he came out, he's like, I ordered the Soldier Boy console. I'm like, no, you didn't. No, that's not the Soldier Boy console. Yeah, Mad Little Pixel, that's his name. He's a fucking knucklehead.
I'd never even heard of him till now. But
yeah, he's a dork. Sorry, my little
I'm a dork too, but I don't know.
When I call somebody a dork, it's not like the equivalent of a nerd. You know, it just means I don't like them.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, sorry.
I don't know how much we could keep talking. We could chat all night, but I mean,
we've been going for fucking hour and 20 minutes already. It's just crazy.
We kind of went off the rails a few times, if we're honest.
Yeah.
It is. I'm just saying, I don't know what else to talk about. I mean, it's here. We know what's going on. It's great. The pre-order situation is hot shit. I'm pinging Cyrus on the side. I'll see how he's doing. Let's see.
Dude, the pre-order situation is a mess. That should have been handled better. That's not on Sony. That's on the individual retailers just making a mess of it, which they do every console generation. They did this last time. They did it the time before that. It's become a constant thing. The people who are the most prepared, unfortunately, are the ones that kind of get burned the most because they think they've got this game plan laid out, and then the retailers just rip that game plan right out from under them.
There's no easy way to do it.
Canceled. I hope you guys don't get canceled. And I don't want to jinx you guys, but them going out, shooting all this shit out there this early, Sony can go, guess what?
Yeah, we don't have that many. Hey, Walmart, what are you doing?
Exactly.
You put out you fulfilled 200,000 pre-orders. We can't give you that many.
We got 100,000 here. We got to ship these over to this place. I hope it don't hurt people. Really, I don't.
I wouldn't be. I wouldn't be surprised at all if
Sorry,
that happens.
I'm laughing at Ryan. Ryan's like, I just got here. Please recap the last hour and a half.
Shit went down. Cyrus is upset, and Xbox still sucks.
That's a pretty high level summation. PSVR is still going to work. They're going to work on a new headset. Apparently, CM Retro thinks we all need to buy more micro machines. I just saw that.
What is a micro machine? What is that?
Micro machines are those tiny. They're like Hot Wheels on there. They're like way smaller.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he said he's actually going to go to bed. He's not feeling well. He's actually still recovering from that. He's still messing. His stomach's still messing with him, so he's going to go lay down. So
I hope he gets one. I'm sure he will. Like I told him when he was on stream, these are just online pre-orders, which never go well. Never go well.
And like I said, I didn't get. He got in there.
No, CM Retro. I know what you're talking about. It took me a second. I'm thinking of something else.
And
yeah.
I didn't.
I don't know why you brought that up. That's why I was confused.
Yeah, I didn't get the first fucking Switch.
Do you even micro machine, bro?
I was just curious. I'm thinking why is he talking about micro machines? I'm like, what? Okay, what's micro machines? Maybe thinking there's something different. I don't know. But no, the price point I think is right where it needs to be. I think they've got to be losing money, but at the same time they're being competitive. Yeah.
Both
Yes.
companies are losing money, and especially
And-
Sony. I think that SSD is so damn expensive that Microsoft is not losing as much.
Only he's totally not muted.
You know how
you're not
you know how
muted,
you
right?
you know how you solve that?
I wasn't
you get
like-
you get a Wi-Fi solution like mine, and have it all turned off, and it cuts every damn thing off they got.
Then you
See,
hear the wails and gnashing and lamentations of the children.
see the chat has no idea what's going on right now.
Unruly child. That's what happens. But yeah, I got a Amplify Wi-Fi set up my house, and I put all her stuff in there at 10 o'clock every night. It goes poop, everything stops. Her phone with parental controls, poop, stops. I'm like, go to bed.
I'm gonna hit you up on the side and ask you about that, because she knows if I'm engaged and doing other stuff, she thinks I'm not paying attention, and I am.
Yeah.
She's got to get
let's
up at
see
5.
what
So
Wi-Fi you got, and then find some with good parental controls. And once you do that, it shuts it off at the MAC address, man. It's done. You might hear them stream like a little bit as it crashes up, and all of a sudden the Roku stop, their iPad stop. Oh. Not above that garbage. Get your ass to bed.
and yours is a little older too. She's high school, right? Or no?
No, she's 12.
Okay.
She's,
Yeah, mine's a couple years
yeah.
older. My oldest one's a couple years older than that. So, but I know
Yeah.
I know where you're at, because it starts right around 12. I know where you're at.
And then we got the parental stuff on the phones, and you could just turn them off too. And I mean, it locks it. Poof, doesn't work.
Who will be the first one that does an unboxing? Well, it's either going to be me. Well, obviously, I'm sure Sai's going to get one. If anyone, it'll probably be Sai.
You guys have got to do something, and of course you're gonna have to unbox it, hook it up, initially sign your shit in so we don't see your sign in information, and start it up. And I want to see somebody hook it up to the capture card, start it up, show just show the user interface, show the say maybe take some shots of it updating or something, because there's going to be a lot of people like me that they may not be able to get it. Two, like me, I'm not going to get it right now. And I just want to see how the user interface. I want to see it, downloading, and then go, okay, here's the launch. Ready? 3, 2, 1. And we're into the game. I want real world. Load some games up.
Yeah.
Download your PS4 games. Load those games up.
I'll be honest with you, man. There's going to be so many YouTubers doing that. I might do an unboxing, but other than that, I probably won't go be on that, because I ain't setting up my capture card and moving my shit back there.
No, I know.
Yeah.
Cyrus has got everything together. I'll suggest it.
Oh, he'll definitely do it. Yeah.
Oh, I could
to.
easily do it here because my capture card's right here next to my PC, so I can just unbox the system and use my camera and then set anything up and boot it up and grab it, and it should be
Take
simple.
that initial showing people, and hell, plug you in a nice USB drive and say, let's run, I don't know, Nick's got God of War. Let's start it up and go, holy crap. Now let me move it to the internal. Go. Oh, okay, it loaded up in 2 seconds. Great. Here we go. That stuff for a lot of people are going to be like, you're going to have the bullshitters. That doesn't work like that. Yeah, it does. Oh, God.
Disc versions are now selling for $9.90 on eBay. These are sold listings. These aren't.
I can believe it. I'm not surprised in the slightest.
But
And honestly, I'm just as curious about Xbox and how it loads up this next generation, because that quick resume and all that stuff. I keep hearing about it, but I never see it.
Oh,
Like, I've
they
seen
had
so little.
they had it back a few months ago, and it looked pretty good. I mean, it's just laptop technology that you click on it 1, 2, 3, and the Xbox Series X's hard drive is pretty fucking fast. It is.
I like how expansive that thing's going to be. Like, I mean, it's going to be expensive if you want to buy multiple of those cards, but pretty much you have infinite drive space because you can swap those drives.
Yeah, and then the
that's gonna be
PS5
cool.
is so much faster that they're not gonna show it yet because they're Sony's being dicks about it. They're trying to make people wait. I guarantee you, there's gonna have quick resume and shit like that, and they're gonna be so much faster that you can go right back into a game. I mean, they could load up to 9 gigs per fucking second compressed. Dude, you're going to be able to load games up like that. It's ungodly. It's going to be like, We used to have these things called load screens. Now we're back to fucking cartridge based, almost like boop. Yeah.
I'm totally okay with that, actually.
Yes.
And realistically, with the SSDs getting as fast as they are and things going to a more digital medium, the load screens should have been getting less and less and less all along anyway. That should just been par for the course. And it seemed like with this last generation, they got longer somehow, either because of the way the systems were optimized or just they put in too cheap a drive this time.
Did you? I mean, I hate to say Mark Cerny because like it sounds like I'm a fanboy. Did you know he explained why it got so bad in these generations? Because with the seek time and rotational delay, I know I'm going all IT on people, that they repeated the same amount of fucking data over and over and over, so it didn't have to constantly seek, and that's why the games got so big. So not only, and it will work with Microsoft. This is not a Sony thing. When there's no seek time, games are going to get a little smaller because you don't have to repeat the same building like in Spider-Man over and over. There is a lot of shit that was done for, because if you think about it, records are the same type of technology that's in a CD, a Blu-ray, a DVD, and a fucking hard drive is the damn metal platter spinning like a record. Now, SSDs are straight direct access. That's it. You store the data once. You don't have to repeat the model or the texture 100 times or dozen times to alleviate the seek delay. And everybody look, I hate Mark Cerny. He's a little dry.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. He's very dry. But I watched his presentation too, and I got the same thing out of it. Yeah.
And it's just like, look what we can do. If you put everything one time on here, and we could load up to almost 9 gigs a second, and there's little burst speeds they're talking about 22 gigabytes per second if it's highly compressed and certain data, blah blah blah. You turn around, it's only going to load what's on screen. Even the Xbox is going to do that because they're not going to load everything in goddamn memory. They're only going to load what they need, and they're going to constantly use that speed. We're going to go into a new way of gaming to where
I think they're still struggling with that though, man. Because when they were doing their presentation, when I did my breakdown on the Halo Infinite, they were just struggling to have things pop in at the right time. So I think they've got some optimization issues to work out there.
Sony doesn't. Oh my God.
Oh no, Sony's got it down pat, but Microsoft still needs some work on their optimization on that end. I think it'll look great whenever they finally get it tweaked and it's right, but they still had some optimization work to do.
All right.
Oh.
I didn't buy the 2-year warranty. I don't.
Hey, I was gonna ask you, Nick. You off to bed? Wait a sec. I was gonna ask you. Did you order from Target? You got it from Target, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you noticed, but when I went to go check out through Target, it said it would be delivered on or around. It was like the 15th or the 17th.
Mine said the 12th.
It did say the 12th. That's good.
Yep,
that's good.
He got his in there. Yeah. Good for you.
Yeah, mine said the 12th. Now, if it shows up a little bit later, I'm not going to be heartbroken so long as I get one this year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. A couple days ain't going to hurt.
If I don't get it day one,
this is going to be pushing every person to get that fucking shit delivered, especially with all this COVID crap. I mean, you won't get it the same day, but you're just going to be sitting there and it's like, oh, we're 2 days late. Here you go.
Right. And I'll be honest, I'm probably going to take that day off if I know it's coming in that day because I don't want it sitting on my doorstep.
Oh, fuck no.
I don't want it sitting on my doorstep at all. I want to be right there.
This is kind of nice to me. I'm actually feel better that, Returnal and a few things are stuff that I got to have this system for. Waiting for it, I'm going to probably be able to take, hey, we got tax return. You're like, I'm at Walmart. You're doing the thing, aren't you? Maybe.
Yeah. Well, we're actually okay. We're in a pretty good spot financially.
We're okay too.
So I wasn't too worried. I wasn't worried about it at all because our expenses when this whole thing hit just crashed because we stopped traveling. We stopped eating out as much. Yeah. So we have all this money we were spending on that just kept piling up in the bank. My wife was like, "Oh my God, I didn't realize we had this money in the bank." I'm like, "It's because you never look at the account, dear."
Ryan wants to know if we're gonna. Ryan, that's a good question. In fact, when I was contemplating going just with a regular 4K. Or a QLED, and after watching this event, I'm like, okay, I'm definitely going QLED. Maybe I'll consider an OLED.
I'm going the OLED club. Born will be very proud of me. I'm gonna go OLED.
Oh, the thing about this is, we're okay. We're doing really well. I mean, I'm very lucky. This crap is not affecting me working from home. It's just that I looked at it and the wife's like, okay, you wanted a new TV. So I'm going to get a 4K TV, and I'm probably going to get us a new sound bar for when we start playing. That'll take more 4K. The downstairs will take 4K. Because actually my stuff is moved upstairs. We like the game up there. So, the thing about it is we're going to spend the money on it. I just looked at it thinking, I felt this weird sensation when we got the PS4. I had 2 games for it. And I felt like I shouldn't have bought into this early, and I don't want to this time. I'm okay. I can go if they come up and I can get a hold of them. I can do $500 easy. I just think I can do more stuff. We can do more stuff for this year, and we're wanting to get us another, some stuff around the house. And it's just like I'm going to get it, but the PS4 one made me think, okay, I've got Killzone and I've got this. Did I need to get this? No.
You know what? I never played Killzone. I bought it. I never played it.
It was okay.
That's one I never got into either because I never.
I beat Knack, and to this day, most people look at me and go, "You actually beat Knack?" I go, "Yes. I pounded my head into the wall enough, and eventually finished Knack."
Well, you know what's funny about Killzone is every time I see it, it's like $20 still. I'm like, I don't want to pay $20 for this game. Every time I see it, it's over 20. I just never bought it. I'm like, maybe if it's like 10, I'll get. I mean, shit, you can get Knack. I think I've seen Knack on sale for like $5. In fact, I own Knack because I got it. It was just crazy cheap one day. I'm like, I'll buy it.
You know how bad I feel is I got Killzone as a launch title never played it.
Wow. Oh, it was pretty. It was actually that's times where I was sitting there looking at it like, wow, this is next gen. It actually was very impressive at the time. It still is impressive. But yeah, somebody, Mark was talking about Cyberpunk 2077 is the ray tracing demos the NVIDIA shows all look gorgeous. That game's coming out this year. That's a multiplex coming out this year. So both the Xbox and the PlayStation fans, you're going to get a bitchin' 4K gorgeous game. This is going to be, there's still a lot of multiplex coming out that are going to be good if you bought you a new console.
Miles Morales' launch day title. It's actually up for pre-order. It and the new Call of Duty are both up for pre-order right now. So you can buy both of those, and those are right there in the launch window. Yeah. So those are two brand new games that look gorgeous. Cyberpunk's going to look great on there, and that'll probably be the platform that I prefer Cyberpunk on if I don't get it on PC, because that's going to be where it's going to run the best.
All right, yeah. But I mean, I'm wondering if is it going to be, is it a single player game? To me, if it's a single player game, I'd still play it on, I don't know. It's one of those things that, actually, I think it'll actually load and run better on the PS5 until the SSDs catch up on the PC.
Pam Anderson, dude. What? It's 90s edition. Okay.
90s Pam Anderson, where she did all like the Botox and all that extra work. Like when I finally saw pictures of her before she got all that work done and popped up on Baywatch, I'm like, why did you do all the plastic surgery again? You looked way better before.
And the thing about it is Cyberpunk, I'm just looking at it because I'm interested in the game. It may be something I buy. I think it comes out November.
It's going to be an amazing game.
It comes out November 19th, a week after the PS5. It says plays great on Xbox Series X and PC. I bet it does. And I think their updates. Oh yeah, The Witcher 3 gets a full next gen upgrade for free.
Yep. If you're already owning a PS4, it's a full free upgrade. CD Projekt Red is one of the best development companies out there right now. They've been so consumer forward with their games and their practices that people are just like, I'm even tempted to go out and spend like $100 on their, like one of their premium editions. Just here, take some extra money. You've been so good to the community. Here, have some extra money.
All right.
My buddy was like, I was at work and my wife had one job was to pre-order me a PS5 and she couldn't get one. I said, well, in her defense, I said, don't be too mad. They've been hard to get.
But it's been a struggle today, and the funny thing is it's not even supposed to be up for pre-order right now, folks. I mean, this isn't supposed to happen until 8 a.m. in the morning,
and that's what has me worried. I mean, look, if they cancel my pre-order and refund me, I'm not going to be heartbroken. I mean, I didn't expect to pre-order today. I had to go on there, go to my bank.
I didn't either. Then I saw that, and I was not pre-ordering. I'm like, oh shit, they're waiting, and I was like, guys. But yeah, I just read Cyberpunk's website or their update. This was back hell in June. Yeah, the full upgrades to Series X and PS5 are free. So you buy the version. Of course, you're gonna have to download probably a fuck ton of data to get all those 4K textures, but it's ready to go. So it's
then you got people like the freaking makers of Control. Was it Remedy that make Control? They're making you basically anybody who buys Control new now gets a free upgrade, but anybody prior to that has to just go buy the new damn version.
Right.
And then they fucked up and let people upgrade who had the existing version. So they've been called out on that shit too. This whole upgrade process has been shady from developers. It's been pretty bad.
I don't mind them to charge literally. I mean, if they do it for free, that's badass. But if they charge $5 to $10 and somebody gets mad at it, I'm like, guys, it takes those developers a little bit of work. It's okay. If they charge you all over again, no, that's douchebaggery. So, like I said, I'm hitting 11 o'clock my time. I don't think unless you guys want to keep going, I'm going to drop off here because it's 6 a.m. It's going to come pretty early, pretty quick.
I got nothing but actually eat dinner.
Oh yeah, you should do that. It's
9 o'clock and I haven't eaten anything yet for dinner.
But you got your PlayStation 5 ordered.
I did. I got that ordered
for now.
Well, my wife didn't get home until like 6 or so, and then I was doing the stream, so we didn't start dinner. So I started doing this. So we may not have done anything for dinner yet.
I'm set up. I might do some retro streaming. I'll see what the. Actually, you know what? No, I've actually got some stuff I need to do that I should get taken care of. Well,
so if you kick up a stream, I'll just pop in and eat my food and watch that for a little bit.
Well, I'm definitely going to stream this weekend.
I might too because I got the new Mario coming in, so I'm probably going to be playing that some. So I'll want to stream that some at least.
I still got to find that stream where I fell asleep. I want to try and send that to you, Nick. It's old. I got to go back through my channel history and see if I can find it. It's an unlisted stream because I fell asleep. So I want to.
Damn.
Bro, DuckTales, no death run right now. No, I'm good. Ninja Gate, I'll die every 8 seconds. But no, Picky, thanks for coming on, man. It was fun. I think we talked about what we want to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's probably going to be no news for a while now.
I don't know.
At least nothing that's going to be streamed.
Sony has nothing to hide.
Yeah.
So we may get to see somebody getting a couple unboxings. I mean, they got the box. We got their boxes. I hope Sony shows more shit off. They got to.
Oh, look at that. You got a fucking delivery service, man. Hey, give some of that my way, man. That looks good.
Onion jam and homemade fries with the garlic aioli.
Shit, man. He's spoiled little bastard.
Man.
I'm jealous.
She does this on stream all the time. She'll bring me snacks or something.
Man, that is supportive.
She's earning brownie points with like everybody who watches my channel.
If I'm down here doing shit, my wife won't even come down and say goodnight to me, man. I went up the other day, man. I went up the other day, man. I went upstairs because we have our finished basement. I went upstairs and it's fucking completely dark. I'm like, damn, she don't fucking turn the lights off and everything.
Damn. She's like, I'm tired of this shit. I'm going to bed. All right, guys. I'll talk to you
Thanks,
later.
yeah, man. Take it easy.
Thanks. Bye.
Night, guys. Thanks for shopping in.
Yeah, everyone in the stream. We had a good stream tonight. Mark Garcia, Born Distracted. Mark, we had a few new people in here. CM Retro. Oh man, there was quite a few. The real Mike Matei, the real John Hancock. So no, we had
a lot of the real.
Yeah, a lot of real profiles tonight. So yeah, thanks for coming. Check out Geeks with Cash. I didn't get to say go check out Cyrus and hey, Geeks with Cash has a new channel. Geeks with Cash has a new channel. He does a lot of like gaming news stuff. But you upload almost every day, probably.
It's not quite that much, but it's pretty frequent. I try to do at least 2 videos a week, but I've been doing 2 streams a week now, so
yeah, your streams are fun.
It's about 3 or 4 days a week.
Your streams are fun. You're always reading the chat, which is what I like in streamers. I hate when people don't read their fucking chat. I won't watch them.
Dude, I've gotten owned so many times on Mario Maker.
I was gonna say it's fun. It's fun watching you struggle with some of those Mario Maker levels, man.
They give me some hardcore levels, man. I mean, no joke. They're throwing me stuff. I'm going, guys, I suck at this game, right? And they're like, yeah, it's just funny. And I'm like, all right, here we go.
CM says, remember, I'm your favorite YouTuber's favorite YouTuber.
Let me go to my channel here. I'll drop a link in.
Yeah, you can drop a link. I think you're an admin, so you should be able to drop it.
I'm going to do a quick shameless plug here.
Yeah, go for it.
And there's a direct link.
Yeah, go check them out.
So if you guys want to check it out, if you guys like it, go ahead and sub. I'm always happy to have new subs. Even if you don't sub, check out a live stream. I love having people in there. The more the merrier. If you have any stages or anything you want to do in Mario Maker, I pretty much take requests, and I've had people ask me to play multiplayer with them, and we just jumped on, and I did that with one of my viewers the other night. He wanted to do multiplayer, and we had so few people in there asking for stuff that we just jumped in for about 40 minutes. He owned me on multiplayer. Like, literally, he carried me to the goal one time. It was actually really amusing.
I'm going to let you finish that burger, man. Thanks for the chat.
Yeah.
We'll talk. We'll see you guys on the next stream. Take it easy,
Awesome.
guys.
Thank you, CM Retro, for the sub. You guys have a great evening. Thanks for having me on, man.
Yeah,
and
no problem. Anytime,
we ought to do this
brother.
more. It's been a lot of fun.
Hey, you know what we got to try and do, man? Is we got to try and, like, I don't know if you use RetroArch, but we got to try and link up on there and do some multiplayer. That would be fun.
I have never actually tried to do multiplayer through the RetroArch stuff. We're going to have to figure that out.
Supposedly it's not that hard, but we should try and get that working one of these days. That would be a lot of fucking fun.
Yeah, like fucking Turtles in Time or something like that. Multiplayer would be awesome. That'd be great.
All right, man. I'll catch you guys.
All right, guys.
Later, brother.